Lynx season is in full swing right now here in the north. Look at those beauties. We are having a good season. And a lot of it depends on my good old-fashioned lure, which I have shown how to do before, but people want step-by-step instructions right from the get-go. So I've got something nasty hanging over here that's going to be the beginning of it all. Let's go. Obviously, I'm going to wear gloves for this one. If I don't wear gloves, Sandy wouldn't allow me back in the house for a month. I don't really want to touch these without gloves anyway. These are last 4 lynx that I skinned, and they've been hanging here for 2 days since I skinned them, which is too bad. Because otherwise, they're all very bright red meat, and it's a lot more visible. Here's what I'm looking for. I'm going to show you what we use, but you notice how this one here and this one here have very full bellies. See how skinny these bellies are? Okay? These will both have a rabbit in them. Okay? And that seems to be the key in making my lure. Because I'm going to take all the intestines and everything out of this, chop it up, and throw it in a pail. And when they've got that rabbit in there already, I mean, that just adds to it. I don't know why. You take ones that have nothing in them, and it takes a lot more of them for one thing, and it just doesn't seem to work as well. Something that I actually noticed when I started making lure again back in the spring, and I was picking out the ones that had green belly, and it was like, well, why am I doing that? Finally, it took to me. You do some stuff just unconsciously and never think about it. Okay, let me find a knife, and we'll get to this. Normally I would do this hanging, but I'm going to do this down here just because it's easier for me to control the situation. So I take and open the cat up. There we go. Oh yeah, it's got a belly full of bunny, all right. My cameraman's going to abandon me when this smell hits her. They don't have much for ribs in that, so it's very easy to open all the way up. And I take everything right from the back of their throat here. All the way down. The rest of the cat I will turn into bait for my Wolverine, and they work so good for that. So just take and remove all of this stuff. I should maybe do this hanging up. It might have been easier and let everything just fall down. Okay, so there's the lungs and the heart and everything. Here's the bunny. And it smells the best. You can see this is the full bunny that he ate before he was attracted to my lure. Now, if I look in here, I will find his ears. I've done this so many times. You find the bunny's ears every time. But there's bones. You wouldn't believe a cat eats bones. There's a foot. Look at that front foot. But every time I do this, I will find ears. There's an ear. There's an ear right there. I found a really nice set here. Last one I did. Look at how they crunch up that bone. Isn't that amazing? The only thing they don't eat of the rabbit is the entrails. It's really odd. So out comes everything, liver and kidneys and all this lower intestinal tract. There will be a bladder in here as well. I put it all in. See all this fat and everything that's here? That goes too. There's a kidney. Like I say, this is very much easier when it's just hanging. Oh, there's a bladder. Let go. Right down. Now, this is something that's not as pleasant, but in the lower intestine here we have a couple of turds, and they will work very well. Cut around that butt, and you get any of the glands that are back here and all that stuff. There we go. And give it all a pull out. There we go. All right. There we have it all. I take and cut it all up, especially this lower intestine here that has some of the excrement in it. I'll take and throw that in a pen for more attraction. But see, there's the heart. Take it, cut that, cut up the liver. There's the liver. Cut it all up, and then it all goes into the pail. Okay? I will do 3 or 4 cats like that size. And you can see what I've got in the pail. It's not very, very pretty. My cameraman's hiding over there. Okay, give me a minute. I'll show you what happens to it after this. Here's what it looks like after a summer of sitting in the sun with the lid on. Every now and then the lid will blow off, and I'll take and go out and give it a stir. You can see it becomes really gooey. Really doesn't smell that bad, which is kind of grotesque, but it doesn't smell that bad. And this is just about, I give it a stir all the time. Sometimes you have to add moisture, sometimes you have to drain moisture off. Give it a stir a few times a year. Before you go to use it, I would throw in about 8 ounces or so, a cup or so of used bacon grease. Mix it together, and then when you take and set up your pens and all that, you want a nice stick that's, I don't know, 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches diameter. Get a nice gob of her up on top and make it nice and smooth and round. Have it standing there looking at him, and he's curious. He's got to figure out what that is. And always have that stick pointed back towards the opening where your snare is. This takes a little while to do this. It's not going to help you any this year, but good luck. Let me know how you make out.